Well, here we go. Just completed a print on my trusty Monoprice 3P printer. It's the version 2 edition, I guess. Anyway, somebody had asked for a Thorens armrest, so this is fresh off the platter. Here, I'll turn the power off on the back. There we go. So now the control is now I can freely move the bed. We'll just pry that baby off and we'll go into the other room here where it's much nicer. So I printed this one upright, and what I want to do, sorry for the mess here, but I've got about 5 different projects on. I'm making a capacitor discharge tool here that you can see there, and I've got a project box, a whole bunch of stuff that came in, but I digress. So I made a copy of this guy here, which is the armrest of a Thorens. Mine is a TD165. You may not recognize it, but it is a Thorens TD165. I've just got it dressed up funny. You can see the 2 holes here, and this is identical to the TD160 and the 145, I believe, and the 165, which is this one. And basically on the bottom you'll see there's 2 holes there, and it screws in. I've got the bottom plate here. This is an upgraded bottom plate. It's MDF, 1/2 inch thick, just to make it much stiffer. Anyway, you can see one of the screws here for the tone arm support, and right now this is just off the press, so it hasn't been, or the printer, so it hasn't been cleaned up, but you can basically see there's the original tone arm lifter, which sits just like that, and then the tone arm swings over and it rests into that cavity. And here's my off the press lifter. You can see there's a little bit of PLA that I got to trim down here, but you know, as you can see, it's pretty much identical. And yeah, it's not as smooth. I mean, you can see the lines and everything, but you could actually paint that and smoothen that up. But you can see it's a pretty darn good copy. And on the bottom, you can actually see I did a couple of hole recesses in there at the same distances and dimensions as those holes there for the screws. And you should be able to take one of these off of, I'm going to post the Thingiverse address at the bottom of this video here. You should be able to take that to any 3D printer guy who knows anything about 3D printing, and basically print that thing off, and then you can use that as a substitute if you're unable to find the part. So it's a little cheap and dirty. I've done other things. Let's see. Oh yeah. So I've got the platter off right now because I'm actually going to take this off here. I've got to redo the fluid and the dampening grease inside the Q lever, because it's I cleaned it off and I used too light of a grease, so now it's going too quickly. And I got the proper stuff, silicone grease, to do the Q arm here that you can see how quickly that is. So I'm redoing that. That's why I've got the turntable apart, and that's why I was able to take this off and measure it up with a set of calipers. So it's pretty much the same dimensions, and I just used a set of calipers to measure it up and everything. The only dimensions that are a little bit out and is just the width up here, and it just got a real funky doing trying to get that angle correct to the base. But other than that, it's pretty much a good substitute. As you can see, dimension wise it's the same on the base, which is the important part. So we'll clean that up and get rid of all that frizzy stuff that you can see. Well, it's kind of out of focus, but you can see that'll clean up nicely. And that's because I printed it up vertically. The next time I'll try it, I'll print it kind of like that, where you won't get any of that overhang stuff. So it should print out a little bit nicer that way. So I'm just experimenting right now, so I'll do some improvements. as we go. So oh yeah, so other 3D stuff that I've printed, just to match the turntable. I used I printed up a 45 adapter that basically is an exact copy of the original one, so it'll fit into the recess well. I think I've got a box over here somewhere with the original one in it. It's over here. You can see that this is the original 45 adapter that goes into there, but obviously it doesn't match the schema of my, or the paint scheme of my turntable. So I made basically a direct copy of it that you can see. It's pretty near identical, and I've got various different colors of PLA. I've got red, green, black, blue, and a number of other colors. So so there you have it. The wonders of 3D printing. Oh, and you can also see this head shell was done in 3D printing as well. I do have the original one, but I like to use multiple cartridges for various different types of records. And so in this case, I took one of the original head shells and cloned it. Here's another printed one that I did up, and I don't know where they are right now, but anyway, I do have a oh, they're up here. Here you go. So all I have to do is, you know, hot swap out the cartridges here, and there's another one right there. Oops, sorry, I'm tripping over things here. And this one's for a Lenco turntable that I'm fixing up, and then I've got extra cartridges, so I'm building some more head shells for those. Anyway, so there you have it. A quick and dirty replacement for the armrest on a Thorens TD160 series turntable, and there's multiple turntables that'll fit. So if you have any questions, PM me or send me an email or a comment, and I will try and get back to you. Thanks for watching.